That's why I keep. Maybe your legs are straight, maybe they're bent. Just kind of notice how you're feeling this morning. Let the soft wave of your breath move through you. Don't try to deepen it or change it, just let it go. Notice if there's any unnecessary tension or tightness in your body. See if you can breathe into those spaces. Start to let your back settle to the floor. Feel the shoulders soften away from the center of your chest. We take these few moments at the beginning of every class just to bring ourselves right onto our mat, both physically and mentally, and let ourselves settle in. Start to deepen the breath just a little bit, no strain. A few more right here. And if your legs are straight, go ahead and bend your knees. Let your feet come to the floor. Take your feet nice and wide on your mat. Let your hands come down to your sides. And slowly start to just windshield wiper the legs. So let the knees drop to one side and then to the other side. Again, don't force it. Just let it be kind of organic. Start to feel the front of the hips stretch a little bit. Should be no pain in your knees. If there is, maybe change the width of your feet. Start to notice that it's not just the legs moving, but the belly, the ribs, the chest, the shoulders, everything is moving just a little. Follow your breath. And the next time your knees are over to your left, go ahead and pause right there. Both knees pointing toward the left. Maybe your head turns to one side or the other. Arms out to the sides or cactus or wherever they're most comfortable. And feel the right side front of your hip, the psoas muscle, the deep belly. Feel that little bit of a stretch. Don't force it. And then take the right arm overhead if you've got room to deepen that line from your right knee to your right fingertips. And notice as you take a deep breath, that stretch gets a little bit deeper. One more deep breath right here. And then release the right arm, take it back where it was before. Squeeze the low belly, bring the knees back to center and go over to the right side. Knees point to the right. Upper body really comfortable, starting to check out this left side hip. Our bodies are very asymmetrical. We'll carry tightness and tension in one side and not the other. Take the left arm overhead. One more nice deep breath right here. And then squeeze your low belly, bring your knees back to center, release your left arm. Center your hips if they got off center, bring your knees to your chest. I'm gonna turn myself around here a little bit. Keep your right knee to your chest, stretch your left leg nice and long. Let it hover a couple of inches off the floor. Notice the low belly, transverse abdominis, draws in just a little bit, but there should be a space behind your lower back, head, neck, comfortable still, no strain. And as you inhale, left knee comes in, right leg goes long. Breathe. And again, switch, right knee in, left leg stretches out. And switch again, warming up the legs, the hips. Good, bring the right knee in, stretch the left leg really long. Take your hands behind your right leg, your right knee. Stretch the left leg as long as you can and then let it come to the floor. Notice how your low back maybe arches a little bit more. Draw the low belly in, but don't flatten the back. Keep a small space behind the low back. And with your hands behind your right thigh, just see where your right leg will start to straighten. It doesn't have to go all the way straight, right? Starting to warm up the hamstrings. And then bend the knee and then straighten. Keep that up a few more, starting to warm up back of legs. A little bit of tone to the low belly, left leg very active. One more. And then bend the knee, and if you can, so half happy baby, you're gonna grab either the outside of your right foot or you're gonna grab your big toe. If that is way too deep, you're just gonna grab your shin, your ankle, wherever you can. If that's still too deep, your hand goes behind your knee again, right? So just a little bit of a half happy baby. If this is way too much this early in class, simply bend your left knee and put your foot on the floor. That'll ease it up a little bit. And then rock side to side. So just rock the knee toward the right and then take it back to center. And rock it. Just feel, again, maybe one, the right hip, and two, the left front hip, the front of the left hip where the psoas is. Good, one more right here. If you can, hover toward the right. So I'm bringing my right thigh toward the floor. I'm still in this weird little 90-degree angled pose, the left leg stretching. Big deep breath. And then take it back to center. Draw the right knee to your chest. Straighten the right leg long. And pause just for a second. Notice any difference you might feel. Good, bend both knees, bring your left knee to your chest, hold on behind the knees, stretch your right leg long, let it hover for a moment. And then lower that knee to the, or lower that leg to the floor, draw the low belly in, don't flatten your lower back. And then begin to straighten and bend the front or the left knee. Just check it out. Don't let the right leg get lazy. Keep it active. Keep it grounding toward the floor. Couple more. Waken our bodies up. Good. And then bend that knee, come to half happy baby on this side, your version of it. Grabbing your big toe or the outside of your foot or your shin, your knee, whatever makes sense for you. Finding that and then rocking a little bit toward the left and back to center. There you go, a couple more. Waking up. And then let that left thigh go closer toward the floor. So your right hip is actually lifted off the floor a little bit, not your heel, but your hip. You're just stretching it out on this side. Maybe you're smiling a little bit. Deep breath. And then bring it back to center. Draw the knee to chest. Straighten both legs down to the floor. Feel that. Front of the hips starting to warm up a little bit more. And then bend both knees, both feet to the floor. Both knees to chest. Both legs to happy baby. Again, your version. Don't go super deep. It's early in class. We're still warming up here. Maybe you're grabbing a hold of your big toes, your feet, your ankles, wherever it is for you, and just rock side to side. Rolling over the low back, the hips. Maybe take a deeper breath. And then take it to center. The feet are flexed, the knees are bent. And then find a tiny space behind your lower back. So you're actually tilting your pelvis, creating a little bit of a space there. And then see where your legs will straighten. Do not strain, especially in the shoulders. Just checking this out. Shoulders heavy, arms heavy, wherever you're holding on to. And then bring those legs together. Bend your knees, bring your knees to chest. And bring your feet to the floor. And a few pelvic tilts and tucks right here. Just soften it up. Good, and then bring your knees toward your chest, but stop when those knees are straight above your hips. So a little bit of core work here. Draw your belly toward the floor. Keep a tiny space behind your lower back, but you should feel your abs active. You should feel your belly active. Take both hands to the front of both knees, so the thigh size of both knees, and push your knees into your hands into your knees. And just notice, right? And then notice what happens if you flatten your lower back. Just feel that. And then create a tiny, like a blueberry size space behind the lower back. Soften the shoulders toward the floor. Angle the upper arms down or the elbows down toward the floor. Head, neck should not be straining. But keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. And then just release the push. Notice that the low back might arch a little bit more. And then push into the hands. Keep your breathing. You should not be overstraining here. And then release the push. Good, last one. I want you to push the knees into the hands into the knees. You can see maybe my feet are flexed, my legs are pretty active here. Pretend you're gonna squeeze a block between your thighs. Feel the inner thighs start to really get active. Now keep the push on your left knee. Release your right hand, take it to the left hand. So both hands pushing my left knee. And straighten the right leg toward the front of your mat without arching your back. If this is too much, keep a bent knee or raise the leg a little bit. Keep breathing, keep breathing. And then bend your right knee. Try to keep the pelvis neutral. Switch hands. Hands to the right knee. Stretch your left leg long. Feel your belly working. Don't overarch. And bend the knee. Switch hands. Go right leg again. You can always take the leg up higher, especially if you feel this in the lower back. Breathe. And last one, switch hands to the right knee, stretch the left leg. Big deep breath, soft elbows, try to relax your head and neck even though they're feeling a little bit of this. And both knees to chest, release. And then feet to the floor. Plant your hands down to the floor. Press into both feet equally. Lift your hips off the floor. Don't go into your fullest expression of bridge, right? So we're keeping it somewhat low. Just seeing how this feels. And as you inhale, lift the hips a little higher. As you exhale, let your behind, your bum, touch the floor. So a little arch in the low back. Inhale, press up. Exhale, just your hips touch. Good, and take it up, squeeze. Exhale it down. 2 more, inhale up. Exhale. Good, 1 more, inhale it up. Exhale it down. And just pause all the way down. So second set, either stay there or I want you to take your left ankle to your right knee. So you're in a little figure 4 here. Your hands are down or your elbows are down on the floor. This time bend the elbows, fingertips to the ceiling. So I'm pressing my upper arms and shoulders into the floor. Squeeze your belly, be mindful, this might be too much this morning. Press into your right foot, lift the hips, take them up, lower them down. Just 5 of them here. Push into your foot straight up. Try to keep the hips level and down. Take it up, squeeze, and down. This is 4. Squeeze it up. Let it come down. Press into your arms. Last one. Squeeze and lower. Good. Release those knees, both knees to chest. Feet to the floor. Last set here for bridge. Either stay with the more basic version or take your right ankle to your left knee. Press your upper arms into the floor. Press your shoulders down, nice wide open chest. Squeeze into your left foot and lift. That's 5 and lower. 4. Don't forget to breathe, everybody. 3 and 2. Squeeze it up. You should feel that left hip, left glute working. And last one, squeeze it up and lower down. And release those knees. Bring both knees to chest. Both feet to the floor. Take the feet wide on your mat. Windshield wiper those knees to the right. Stretch it out. Take your right arm out to the side, so right out from your shoulder. Inhale your left arm up to the ceiling, and then curl all the way over to the right. So deepening the windshield wiper and stretching side body. Breathe right here. Inhale the left arm up. Come back to center. Switch the knees. Knees go to the left. Left arm out to the side. Take the right arm up to the ceiling. Curl all the way over. And breathe. And inhale, take it up. Exhale. Bring your feet back to hips width apart. Bring both knees up 90 degrees. Stu, just be mindful. Breathe. Good. Simple taps, simple heel taps, but don't let your knees come past your hips when they come up. Some of you have done this with me many times. I love this one. Press your belly toward the floor. Relax your upper neck, your upper face, your upper face. Relax that forehead while you're at it. Find your breath. That's it. Keep it going. Let's do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold both knees 90 degrees. Reestablish a soft curve in your lower back, belly squeeze. Lower the heels just 1 or 2 inches away from your hip line. So you're having to work harder. I want you to draw the belly in deeper. If you start to arch too much in the low back or you have low back pain, you've gone too far. See if your upper body, your shoulders, head, neck, chest can relax down to the floor. Good. See if your legs or your heels will lower another couple of inches. I feel my back starting to arch, so I'm going to squeeze the low belly down. Draw the low ribs down to the floor. Good. Smile. Stay here or come on out. That's enough. Or tap heels right here. It's a soft tap. Soft tap. Keep squeezing the belly in, having to work that much harder. That's it. You can find this. Keep breathing. And 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your knees to your chest. And breathe. And roll your knees over to one side. Come on up. Yay! Happy belly. All right, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, right hand down, I'm mirroring, so just so you know. Right hand down, left arm up, press down through the left hip, reach out through the left side ribs. Find that nice sweet stretch. Watch the alignment of your head, your neck. Breathe, your right shoulder should be soft away from your ear. And then take it over the right knee. Inhale that arm straight up, diagonal back, come into a twist. Take your right hand to your left knee. Watch the strain in the head, the neck. Don't overdo it. Chin is level. Good. And breathe. Keep your right hand where it is. Take your left arm up. Cross it over. See if you can hold on to both thighs, both knees, wherever you are, and then bend your elbows. Drop your head, just stretch. And then lift up. Keep those elbows bent. Come to eagle arms. Good. Maybe turn the head side to side. Just soften through that neck, all that tension. And release the arms. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, left hand to the mat. Right arm reaches over. Breathe. Watch the right side chest. Is it rolling forward? See if you can keep it right inside body. Find your breath here. Press down through the right hip. Feel the right side ribs reach out. Take it over your knee. Stretch it out. Inhale up. Take it diagonally behind you. When those fingertips touch, take your left hand to the right knee. Watch the head neck tension. I'll tend to move my head neck a lot. Try to release that. Deep breath. And then release the back hand. Take it up and over. Take it across. Bend your elbows. Come on down. And then take the torso up, keep those elbows bent, take it to eagle arms. I think most of you have taken my classes enough. You know if your palms don't touch, don't force them to touch. You can do backs of hands. You can keep the hands away from each other. Stretch the elbows away from your chest, but draw the shoulders down. Squeeze the low belly just a little. Find your breath. And release, take it up. Exhale, cactus arms. Now, this is real tricky, right? If we get all that tension going on. So draw the back shoulders, shoulder blades down, draw the belly in, and then twist to your right. Again, I'm mirroring in case that looks confusing to you. And then straighten the left arm to the front of the room or front of where you're sitting. And then see if you can straighten the back arm. So you're going into a fairly deep twist. Right here, try not to lean forward. My torso wants to take it forward. Breathe, bend both arms, cactus arms, take it center. Twist everything to the left. Hold it right here. Watch that head neck tension. Good, and then straighten the front arm. And if you can, straighten the back arm. Big deep breath. Try to stay landing on both hips, right? If you're leaning off one side, find that breath. Then both elbows take its center. Inhale up. Exhale all the way down. Roll those shoulders down. Good, and then take both hands forward. Curl those wrists. And curl the other way. And take both hands together and drop the wrist. Be careful here, especially carpal tunnel stuff. Soften the shoulder blades down, tone the belly in. Find your breath. Maybe the hands lower a little bit more, but try not to let the palms separate. You're gonna know where you've gone too much. And release, take the backs of the hands together and try to raise them up. Try not to let the hands separate. I can see you. Breathe, everybody. And release, shake them out. All right, so let's come on up to table pose. If you have a blanket and you want to put that on your mat, if you have pillows, something to cushion those knees, go ahead and take care of that. Right, never sitting in any pain. There's pillows on the couch if we need them. So, good, and then start here, just a nice, easy little cat-cow, right? Stretching it out. And notice what you feel here, right? Can you press into your hands equally? Can you feel the tops of your feet as you breathe in and breathe out? Keep that going. I'm just gonna get this crazy hair out of the way. Notice your breath here as you keep moving, as you keep processing through your spine, right? How does that feel for you? And the next time you're in cat and your spine is up toward the ceiling, hold it there. Feel the chin tuck toward your chest, feel the tailbone tuck, and then feel your low belly squeeze in toward your spine. And then super slow, unwind that until you're in cow. So feel the tailbone raise up, feel the low back drop toward the floor, feel the chest open and lift, feel the chest reach forward, shoulders stay back. Hold it right here. And then find the middle space, belly tones in, press your right leg back. Inhale as you tuck belly, lift the knee or lift the leg off the floor. Take the left arm out, balancing table. You're looking down at the front of your mat. Your head's neutral, your spine is as neutral as it can be. Your right leg active, right glute is super active. Find it, breathe, embrace the shake. Lower your left hand, hold the leg. Step that leg over and look back at the foot. Stretch out your right side. And then inhale that leg up and take it down. Left foot presses back. You're on the ball mound. Feel free to shake out those wrists if you need to. Level out your hips. Belly tones in. Lift that leg up. Find that, and when you're ready, right arm reaches. Belly squeezes in. Don't let it fall down to the floor. Hang in there. Big deep breath. And then lower that hand to the floor. Keep the leg, step it over. Look back, stretch out that side body. And release it. Take that knee to the floor. Maybe sit back if it's okay for your knees. Shake out those wrists. Curl them out. And then come right back to table. Press your right leg back. Tone your belly in. Lift the leg. Hold right here. Good. Choices. 1, right back to balancing table. Left arm out. Choice number 2. Right arm out, same side balancing table, much trickier. Breathe, belly squeeze, leg active. Notice, find that focus point. Lower the hand, lower the knee. Let's go right to the other side. Stretch, level everything out. Squeeze the belly, your choice, same side, woo, or opposite side. Breathe. Keep squeezing the left glute, left hip. And release. Oh. And flip your toes under. Knees or hips width apart. Let's come to downward facing dog. Once you're there, go ahead and stretch it out. Bend one knee and then the other. Find your breath. Squeeze in through the shoulders. Keep the shoulders integrated. Find your breath. And I want you to walk your left hand in and then just see if you can lighten up on your right fingertips. So we just put a whole bunch of weight on that left arm. And then lower your right hand, bring your left hand back where it was. Do the same thing on the right side. Right hand flattens, left fingertips. Deep breath. Lower that hand, switch. Left hand comes back, right fingertips. Watch the shoulder here. Think of kind of like plank pose, right? We've got to keep the upper arm externally rotated, press through the hands. And release, last one, last side. Little bit of shoulder work. Breathe, belly still toned. You'll notice what side might be a little easier. And then lower that hand. Walk both hands back to your feet. Soft back of your knees. See if you can stay right in the middle of your feet. Breathe. Bend both knees, everybody. Hands to knees, come on up. And roll your shoulders. Shake it out, curl out those wrists, right? When we're working with the hands and the wrists and the shoulders a lot. Good, so arms, your legs are hips width apart. Good solid mountain pose, arms come to cactus. And we're gonna play with the same thing that we did seated, right? So take your twist to the right. Again, I'm mirroring. And try to keep your elbows separated from each other. And notice what happens to your feet. I start to lift off the inner line of my right foot. So I'm gonna just see if I can keep it there. Knees are soft. Straighten the front arm, straighten the back arm. And breathe. As if somebody had both hands and they're just reaching them out a little bit. Big deep breath. Bend the elbows back to cactus, arms come center. Let's go to the other side. Try to land that left inner foot back to the floor. Straighten the front arm, straighten the back arm. Watch the head neck tension. We'll tend to twist too much in the cervical spine. Big deep breath. Bend both arms. Come on back to center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale all the way down. Shake out the head, shake out the neck. Bend both knees. Take both hands to both knees. Draw the shoulders away from your ears. Draw your elbows toward your hips. So I'm bringing those shoulders back to the midline. Squeeze your belly. Lift your chest a little bit. Almost as if you were like hanging in there, right? Leaning into the knees. And then lengthen your tailbone so you created all this space in your low back. And then lift the chest again. Check out your feet. Are you lifting off the big toe mounds? Pretend you're squeezing a block. And then find the line, chest lifted, tailbone down, for chair pose. Right? And breathe. If having your arms up like this doesn't feel good, maybe you go to cactus arms. Maybe you go to prayer hands, right? Whatever works for you. Breathe. Press into your big toe mounds and lift your toes.
Squeeze the heck out of your lower belly, but don't lose the natural curve of your spine. Breathe, everybody. Yeehaw. It's Sunday. Find your breath. Anybody not feeling their legs yet? That's it. Good. As if you were going to swan dive. Take the chest over your thighs. You're looking straight down on the floor. If your toes are still lifted, plant the toes. Inner groin widens. Big deep breath. And then just tap your fingers together and open them up. Good. Tap. And open. Good. 2 more. Tap it down. Squeeze it back. Last one. Squeeze it back. Hold. Turn the palms up. Straighten the legs. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Roll your shoulders back. Take it up. Inhale. Exhale all the way down. Watch the back of your knees. Don't let them hyperextend back. Keep it soft. Bend your knees. Round 2, hands to knees. Shoulders back, elbows back, belly in. Chest starts to lift. Tailbone goes longer still. Chest lifts some more. You're finding your chair pose. Your chair pose might be deeper. It might be higher, right? It's where it feels good for you with no strain in the lower back. I'll turn sideways here, right? Maybe you can see as we breathe, belly squeeze. Good, same thing, swan dive. Knees stay bent, you're still working those legs. Neutral torso. Tap the fingers 3 times. Squeeze it back. Tap it down. Squeeze back. Last one. Squeeze it back, hold. Turn the palms up, stand up. Exhale your hands to your heart. Roll the shoulders, find mountain pose, let those hands come down. Is it warm in here? Breathe, you got it. Let's do one more. I like 3s. Take it up. Exhale all the way down. Let your crown of your head hang to the floor. Find your breath. Bend the knees. Hands to knees, everything rolls back. Lift the chest, lengthen the tailbone. Chair pose number 3. I dare you to smile. Breathe. I have to smile, I'm looking at a camera. Breathe. You got it. Now, you might be having a good time here. See if you can bring the hips back more, right? Works into those thighs a little more. If not, keep it a little more neutral. Take it up higher if those legs are starting to scream. And then slow swan dive. Slow, slow, slow. Breathe. Feel the backs of your arms, the back shoulders, the shoulder blades, and tap 3 times. Down and up. Down. Up. Don't let the knees splay out. Down. Up. Hold. Turn the palms up. Stand up. Exhale your hands to your heart. Roll the shoulders and drop it down. Nice job, everybody. And then come to the front of your mat. Inhale, take it up. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, halfway up, halfway. And down. Bend your knee, step back, right leg. Lower your right knee to the floor. Inhale, take it up. Remember, this is your class, don't overdo. Now, I tend to squeeze in pretty strong through the low belly because I don't want to just dump into the front hip, right? I want to keep some containment here. So find that. And breathe. Take your right hand to your left knee. Take your left hand to your sacrum. Draw the sacrum down, lift the chest, turn to the left. Breathe. Take your front arm forward. Take your back arm back. Find that. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Lift your right knee, step back, downward facing dog. Breathe. So one, stay here. You want to catch up on your rest, or come to child's pose, or find plank pose. Belly in, shoulders wide, knees up or knees down, chaturanga. To a nice low cobra, nice and low. And exhale, push up, down dog. Watch the shoulders, right? We don't want to just fall into the shoulder joints. We want to wrap the muscles around those shoulders. Look through your hands, step forward, right leg. Find that lunge, lower your left knee. Make sure it's cushioned if you feel it. Inhale, reach up. Big deep breath. Left hand to your right knee, right hand to your sacrum. Open the shoulders. Take a small twist to the right. Left arm goes straight, right arm goes back. Big twist. Isn't it funny how you just add the arms and it changes everything? Inhale up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Lift your left knee, push off left foot. Come on forward. Inhale all the way up. Exhale to your heart. Roll your shoulders. Take it up, inhale. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale. Soften the knees, step back, left leg. Find your alignment, this time knee up or knee down. Still warming up here, right? Lengthen your spine, squeeze your belly, hands to your knee. Come on up. Breathe. Notice. Take your left hand to your right knee. Take your right hand to your sacrum. I don't think you can see this, but my front knee is just going wobble, wobble. Right, it's all good. Find your breath. Good, reach your left arm out, listen up. This is optional. Take the torso forward, elbow to outside knee. And then bring your right hand to meet it. Keep the back leg active. Find your breath. Good, torso forward, hands to the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. Find your breath. Either stay here or plank. Where is it for you? Knees down, perfectly optional. Take it down, chaturanga. Release. Low cobra. Exhale, down dog. Oh. Big deep breath. Step forward, left leg. Knee up or knee down. Make sure your feet are hips width apart. Hands to knee. Take the arms up. Breathe. Take your right arm forward. Take your left arm back. Press into your back leg. Make it strong, everybody. Breathe. Good. If you want, elbow to knee, torso forward. Hands together. Squeeze the legs isometrically toward each other. And release, hands to the floor. Step back, down dog. Lower your knees to the floor. And just for a moment or two, find child's pose. Just find your breath. Just notice the heat, the warmth, maybe the sweat. Just notice how you're feeling. All right, come on up, everybody. Table pose. It's a downward facing dog. Step forward, right leg. And push off, left foot. Come all the way up to standing. And exhale, shake it out. Good, so if you have a yoga block, you won't need one necessarily. But if you have one and you want to use it, go ahead and take it to the front of your mat. Keep your left foot forward and take your right foot back. So kind of a warrior two stance, right? No big deal. Start to find this sweet little line where your heel intersects either your back heel or your back arch, right? Back arch, a little more balance challenge. Heel or even wider for a little more stability. And then feel this front hip and don't let it sink. Kind of keep that front hip crease lifted. Spread out your front toes, take the arms out, and breathe. And then start to take the torso forward and notice. And then take it back. And then take it forward. Keep the legs working here and back. One more. Take it forward. And take it back. Hold it right here. Back arm reaches forward. Grab the imaginary bow and pull it back. Open it up. Good. And again, reach forward. Back. One more. Reach forward. Really pull it like you're right. Pull it up and open it up. And then take both arms forward. Pivot on your back foot. You're back to a lunge. Breathe. Good. Reach the whole torso forward. Take your left arm back. Find your breath. You got this. Good. Lower. Let's see, how am I going to do this? I don't think I'll do it. Take the arm up. Change my mind. Pivot back to your back foot, warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Good. Take the torso forward. Take your back hand to your back hip. Don't dump in your front hip crease. There's a difference. Right? Reach. Take your hand to your leg, wherever it'll go. Roll your left shoulder back. Start to slide down a little. Notice as the left hip kind of rolls back, the whole left side ribs reach forward. Squeeze the low belly in, squeeze the low ribs in. If the hands will go lower, triangle pose. That's awesome. If it doesn't, or you collapse, that's so awesome. If you have your block, you can take the block to the outside ankle and take the right arm up. If you don't have a block, I love my shin. I think the shin is a great place to try to anchor. Belly in, chest is not collapsing. Maybe you glance up. Now squeeze the legs together, lift up. Turn all your toes to the same direction and come on down. Big deep breath. Curl the head, soften the shoulders. If you happen to have a block and you want to switch it to the other side, go ahead and do that. Bend your knees. Come on up. Now, sometimes it can be tricky on the hips to transition to warrior from this wide leg forward fold. So take your back foot and turn it in so it's relatively parallel with the short edge of your mat. Pivot on your front ankle or your front heel and come into a warrior two stance. Belly squeeze, right? Ribs in. You're not dumping your pelvis forward. It's fairly neutral. Take the arms out. And then the same thing. Reach forward and then reach back. Sometimes in warrior two, we'll tend to lean the torso forward. And what we really want is torso right over hips. Lean forward, last one, and then take it up. Breathe, take the back arm, reach forward, grab the bow, pull it back. Good. And two more, reach forward. Pull it back. You got it. Last one. Reach, really pull, make it work. Good. Straight in the front leg. Start to lean forward. Watch the dump of the front hip. Take it to triangle pose. Your back hand can stay on your hip, especially if that chest tends to roll forward here, or take the arm up. Squeeze the legs. Feel the belly supporting you. Feel your core supporting you. You want to take the hand to a block, go ahead. You want to release the hand fully. Do that. Fingertips to the floor. But if you feel your right side curling up into a tight C pattern, you're too low. You want length from right hip to right armpit. Good. Squeeze into the legs. Inhale, reach up. Good. Turn all your toes. And come on down. Just breathe.
And then press your hands into the floor. Block those feet, heel toe together. Bend your knees, everybody.
Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale your hands to your heart. Roll your shoulders back. Good. Take your left foot forward, right foot back. Here we are again. Warrior two stance. This front hip draws back so that the hips feel equal and you feel your front hip bone, front knee, center of your foot lining up. Press into your back leg. Reach the front arm forward and then take both arms forward. So it's a bit of a weird thing. Start to pivot on your foot, but don't come all the way into a lunge. So now hips are squared forward and breathe. Lean forward as if you were going to reach something right in front of you that's just out of fingertip reach. And then inhale, reach the arms up, warrior one. This might be a long stance for you. If it is, shorten it up. Watch your front knee alignment. Breathe. Take your right arm forward, left arm back. Pivot on your back foot so you're back to a lunge. Woo! Good. Take your right hand to the floor inside your right foot or left foot. Take your left arm up. Big deep breath. Belly in. And release. Left hand to the floor. Listen up. Come on back. Wide leg. Forward fold. Breathe. Hands to the floor, lift halfway up, maybe shorten that stance a little bit. Start to pivot, warrior two legs on the other side. Watch the hips, watch the ankles, watch the knee. Big deep breath. Notice. Find the pose. You got this. Good, and when you're ready, start to take the back hand forward. I think I'm missing something there. But then start to pivot partway on your back foot. So you come into warrior one stance, lean forward, drive the right hip back. And inhale up. And breathe. Take those arms up, find that pose. Press into both legs. Really work this here. Notice. You got it. Breathe. And then take the left arm forward, right arm back. Pivot the rest of the way on the back foot. Take left hand to the floor, right arm up. Notice your breath. Hang in there. Lower your right hand to the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. Lower your knees to the floor and find a little child's pose or hero pose and breathe. Just notice. Feel your breath. Good, when you're ready, come on up, table pose. Spread the fingers. Downward facing dog. Everything should feel sweet and warm. Walk those hands back. Find yourself in a lovely forward fold. Soft back of the knees. Long torso. Take your fingertips forward. So your arms are reaching out, but you're staying solid in your feet. Roll the upper arms back into the shoulder blades. Breathe. And then isometrically try to drag your fingers back. So your low back or your whole spine is pretty neutral here. Big deep breath. Really squeeze back. You should feel your upper back doing some work here. And then bend your knees. Hands to knees. Come on up. Shake it out. All right, so we got one more kind of maybe challenging pose coming into chair pose again. And I want you to just play with this idea, right? Doesn't have to be a big deal, but find yourself in a good solid mountain pose, legs or hips width apart. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, halfway down. We've been here before. Bend your knees, hands to your knees. Make sure your feet are hips width apart or maybe slightly narrower. Roll your shoulders back, come into your chair pose. Big deep breath. Hands come to heart. Good. And breathe. Now, one, you might want to stay right here. Two, gonna mirror. So put your weight into your left foot. Squeeze the heck out of your belly. See if you can lift your right. So you're still in chair pose. This quad's working like crazy. Big deep breath. And lower down. Chair pose, make it a good chair pose. Lift it or press into your right foot. See if you can lift your left. Find your breath. Lower down, we're almost there. All right, so lean into your left. See if you can lift your right. From here, stand straight up, bring the knee with you. Take the arms up, good job. Breathe. Make your standing legs solid. Right? Breathe. Hands to heart. Can you come back down the same way? Watch the knees, everybody. Lower down. Chair. Last one, last side, I promise. When you're ready, see if you can lift. Belly squeeze. Stand straight up. Whew. Straight arms. Squeeze your butt. You got it. Hands to heart. Come down the way you came up. Woo! Lower. And take it up. And exhale. Shake it all out. That was fun. Right? All right. Simple tree pose. No, you can come near a wall, by the way. I should have said that on the last balance. So let's shift into left leg and take the right leg up. Again, I'm mirroring. So find your pose. Hands to heart. You know in tree pose, if this doesn't work, leg comes down in increments until it works for you. Just not your heel to the inner knee if possible. Now, squeeze it all in, right? Really activate that outer hip. Good. If you're good here, stay here. If you need to come in and out, come on out. Take your left arm forward. Take, woo, right out. Take your left arm back. So I get for looking at the computer. And breathe. Keep squeezing, foot into leg, leg into foot. Breathe. Take the hands back. Go the other way. Breathe. Take it center. Whew. Lower it down. Yoga is never about working one part. You know, even if we're working legs or core or shoulders, you're working it all. All right, so when you're ready, switch sides for your tree pose. Make sure your standing leg is really active. Standing hip is really active. Breathe, belly in. Notice when you're ready. Right arm forward, left arm back. Again, I'm mirroring. Doesn't matter, we're doing both sides. My toes are digging a hole to China right now. See if I can stretch them out a little. And switch. Open it up. Breathe. And bring it center. And let it go. I was feeling all kinds of compensations there. My butt was going out. It was all over the place. All right, back to the front of your mat, everybody. Take it up. Exhale it all the way down. Step back to downward facing dog. Find your breath. Plank pose. Last little touch of core. Just tap knees. I shouldn't hear them, although I have you muted, so I won't. Just tap. Don't lose upper body. This is 5. Let's see if we got 5 more. That's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let those knees come down. Take the knees wide on your mat. Come on back, little child's pose. Maybe your forearms are underneath your head so that your spine is nice and neutral. Just feel your breath here. Notice how it feels. Good, and then slowly come on up. Find yourself in a seat. I'll try to stay sideways for this one to see if that'll make more sense to you. Go ahead and lean back on your hands, but don't like sink down. Don't turn into a little sloucher there. Take the feet wide, keep the shoulders back. Your hands can be any way they want to be that makes sense for your wrists, your shoulders. And then windshield wiper the legs. All right, we started here on our backs. Just kind of notice. Are things moving more? Are things moving less? Are you just ready to be done? Have you already checked out? It's all good. Next time your knees are to the right, let them stay. Take your right hand and put it back behind the shoulder more, so it's more lined up. Take the left arm, reach it up, and then turn all the way into this twist so that you're kind of leaning over your right thigh, right? That right front thigh. And then let the left hand come to the floor. Walk the right hand out. And at some level or another, make sure the knees are separate for most of us. If that hurts, then keep them closer. Start to lower down to the floor. Again, forearms to head, unless you have a nice soft landing there. And notice how that left side, that left hip feels. If it's too much, bring the legs closer together so you're more knee toward knee than legs separate. I love this pose for the stretch through the front hip and the psoas, maybe even into the quad for some of you. Just breathe. If you have a floor surface that you are comfortable with or your face is on your mat, you can stretch the arms out and come forehead to floor. But just notice, you may not want it there. Just breathe. Good, walk it up the way you came out. So press into your hands, hold that for a moment. And then come on back around. Same thing, start windshield wipering. There's a difference between a stretch and a strain, so make sure you're not going too deep. The next time those knees are over to the left, pause. I walk that left hand back so that my shoulder lines up. Take the right arm up and feel your whole body twist. So you're facing that almost opposite direction, and then walk the hands down. Coming all the way down to the floor might be too deep, right? How is it for you? And then your head either rests on your forearms or the floor or a pillow. Big deep breath, everybody. One more big deep breath. Just try to feel yourself stretching out, loosening even more. And then come out the way you came in. Lift up into the hands first. And then walk yourself around. And come back to a seat. And then take those lovely soles of your feet into Baddha Konasana. If you have the ability, press into your hands, lift your hips and just rock a little forward and back. And when you are landing back that last time, drop the hips. So we've anteriorly tilted the pelvis. I've got a nice wide diamond, so I'm not into a deep Baddha Konasana. I've got the feet out fairly wide. Inhale, reach up. Exhale now, depending on your body, maybe you just slightly swan dive forward, like I'm just thinking about landing my chest somewhere out there. If your lower back rounds, I want you to stay up. If your legs, back, body, hips allow it, hands to the floor. The hardest part here is not to lead with your chin, right? Keep the spine neutral. Slight tone to the belly. Just notice. Some of you are going to stay here. Some of you are taking it right back up. Some of you are going to lower down. Done a lot of hip work today in a sneaky kind of way. Just breathe. And then come on up. Bring the legs together. Straighten your right leg again. I'm mirroring. Take your left leg. Here's my mirroring gone bad. Take your left leg into your Janu Sirsasana. It's either up here or it's down lower so that you're not stressing a knee or a hip. If you have a block and your knee is well off the floor, you just take that block underneath. Your hips are pretty squared. If you have SI issues, maybe that right hip is slightly forward just to ease up on the SIs. Take the arms up. Swan dive forwards, pause halfway, draw the right leg back in, and take your hands to the floor. Draw the shoulders wide and the chest wide. Flex your right foot. Keep that leg active. And then consider if you could move the chest toward the foot. Right? So I'm not looking for my head to go there. I'm looking for a long torso. And at some point, you're going to find, hopefully, your happy place. That might be up here. or it might be down here, wherever you are. Just find that little sweet spot where it feels good just to hang out for a breath or two. With your next inhale, slowly bring the hands back until you feel that spine neutral once again. And then slide the rest of the way up. Lift your left knee, straighten it down, shake it out. Switch sides. Your knee pointing straight up, toes pointing straight up. Inhale, reach up. Halfway, little tiny swan dive. See what happens. Did you just drop into your low back? Can you stay neutral as much as possible? Let the hands come to the floor. Honor the process that one side might be different than the other. Try to draw the left, again mirroring here, draw that left femur back into the hip. Start to take the torso forward to your level. Watch the low back here. And then find your happy spot. Maybe you close your eyes here and find a little peace in the thoughts and in the shoulds or have-tos. Deep breath. And then start to release, walk it up slow, come to neutral spine, come the rest of the way up, straighten both legs, shake them both out. And then just briefly, let's come onto our belly. Let your forearms be a pillow for your head. Stretch the legs out nice and long here. Take the feet just slightly wider on your mat so that your lower back has a little bit more space. Press into your pubic bone, come into Sphinx pose. Be mindful, right? We've done tons of twists today. If this is too much, walk the elbows out so that there's less tension. But more importantly, as you press into your pubic bone, draw the lower belly in and feel that. Head is neutral. And then I invite you to find a little bit of organic movement, whether you stay down on elbows and start to just shift, or you walk the hands out. See if you can find, careful Stu, a little stretch in the belly. So I'm looking for belly, right? I like to move my hands all over the place just to find a little bit of back bend, belly stretch. Breathe. And then come back to your Sphinx. Close the eyes. Let the chin come down to chest. And then take the head up as if you were smelling a nice flower. Right, just a little chin lift. And then back down. And up. Last one, just drop the chin. Lift up. And then lower everything down. Turn onto your side. Keep on going. Turn onto your back. Draw your knees to your chest.
This time, let your back round, let your back be fully on the floor. Just breathe. Keep your right knee to your chest, stretch your left leg all the way down to the floor. Slide your left foot back up, knee to chest, stretch your right leg long. Keep your right foot on the floor, but take that foot out to the edge of your mat. Straighten your left leg out, legs wide. Arms down to your sides, palms face up. Coming into Shavasana. If your lower back is chatty, your knees stay bent. No worries. Find your breath. Start to settle down. Allow the soft breath to roll through your body from head to toes, softening everything in its path. You can soften even more. Allow this moment of surrender. Feel the jaw slacken, feel the belly soften. Feel the legs fully let go. Soft breath.
Bring your attention back. Start to wiggle your toes, your fingers. Draw your knees toward your chest. Rocking side to side. And allowing the knees to roll to one side or the other. As you come back to a nice, lovely seated pose, I'm going to unmute everyone.